Uh, Good evening, ma'am. Ma'am, you can continue. Ma'am, you are muted.
Good evening, children. So we start yet another session of grade 6 Olympiad class. But before that, I have some announcement to make. Now on Sunday, you know, it's a very special day. All of you, I hope you remember it. It's Mother's Day, isn't it? And all of you, I know, are very fond of your own mother, isn't it? So we would like at your academy, they would like to have a photograph of you and your mother to be sent to Shilpa ma'am today itself. Please try to send it today. A photograph, a colored photograph of you and your mom. Okay. I will send you the number of Shilpa ma'am. Okay, I'll just write it down. Please note down her number. I'll just write it down here. So please note down this number 9090816110. Okay, so please send this photograph to this number today itself. By 10 o'clock, by 10 p.m., please try to send it. Okay, I hope you have noted down this number. Yes, you have to send Shilpa ma'am a colored photo of yours, you and your mom. Shilpa ma'am a colored photo of yours and your mom. Right. Oh, you want me to repeat? Okay, here, Swati. Please send a colored photograph of you and your mom together. Okay, one photograph of you and your mom together to this number. This is Shilpa ma'am's number. Okay, so please send it today itself before 10 o'clock, before 10 p.m. Right? Okay, please note down the number. So we start now. Now the name of the chapter is The World of Living. World of living means it's a whole big world of living organisms. And living organisms consists of what? Plants, animals, microorganisms. Okay. So here we are dealing with all of these, the world of living organisms. And there is one chapter in your book, in your NCERT book, grade 6. So all of the questions which are done here will be covered in that chapter, right? So we are covering many questions, and all of that will be part of your chapter in your NCERT book. Okay, read the following statements. I'm going to start now. We'll start with the first question. Why, ma'am? Okay. So here, why, ma'am? It is, no, you have to send the photograph because this Sunday is Mother's Day. Okay. So to celebrate that, they are trying to make a video on that. So please send a photograph of that. Right? Okay, we'll start now with question number 1. Read the following statements and select the option that correctly identifies, and I write it as T for true and false.
Hello.
F. Yes, sir.
Ma'am, zoom कीजिए.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Yes. It's okay now. I've zoomed it.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Okay, now, so here, please, whenever during Olympiad, please check the question whether it is writing the correct option or the incorrect option. Okay. So here it is, you have to identify the correct option. That correctly identifies the true, that is T, and false, F1s. So you have to write down that. The number of petals and sepals in a flower is always equal, never. Now, what is sepal and petal? Okay, now I'll just show you the diagram of a flower. Here, this is the diagram of a flower. The flower has got whorls present. All these floral parts are present. Whorls means in a circle. Okay. The outermost whorl are known as sepals. They are green in color and they protect the flower in bud condition. When the flower is in bud condition, they protect the flower. Next is the petal. The petal is brightly colored and they attract insects for pollination. Next is the stamen. The stamen is the male part of the flower and it consists of the anther, the filament. The anther has got the pollen grains, which is the male cell of the flower. The innermost whorl of the flower is the pistil, which consists of three parts: the stigma, the style, and the ovary. After pollination and fertilization, this ovary forms the fruit and the ovules present in it forms the seed. So actually, the fruit which you are eating is the ovary of the flower, and the seeds which you see are the ovules. Just 1 second. Sorry, children, there was a disruption. Okay. So here, these are the 4 floral whorls. The outermost whorl is the sepal, which is green in color. It protects the flower during bud condition. The next whorl is brightly colored, that is the petals, which attracts the insects to pollinate the flower. So whenever the insects come, they are attracted to take nectar from the flower. They pollinate the flower also. So they get the nectar and the flower is pollinated. Pollination is important because after that is fertilization and that will result in seed formation. Next whorl is the stamen. The stamen has got 2 parts, that is the anther and the filament. The anther has got pollen grains in it. The innermost whorl is the pistil, which is made up of the stigma, style, and ovary. After pollination and fertilization, the ovary forms the fruit and the ovule forms the seed. So the fruit that you are eating is actually the ovary of the flower and the seed which you are seeing is the ovules of the flower. Now, out of these floral parts, the sepals and the petals are the accessory whorls, okay? And the essential whorls are the stamen and the pistil. So because the stamen and the pistil, they take part in reproduction, okay? So that is why they are known as the essential whorls. And the sepals and the petals are known as the accessory whorls. Okay, now let us see the question. I'm showing you this because this is part of the question here. So in case you have not done in your chapter, I would like to do it, revise it here. I'm sure you have done it in grade 3 also. And there is a chapter in grade 6 also, which tells you about the parts of the flower. The number of petals and sepals in a flower is always equal, that is false. Okay. Stilt roots grow downwards and provide extra support to the plant. Now here, this is the structure of a stilt root, which I brought here. Now these are the stilt roots. Where have you seen these? You must have seen this in mangrove forest, in mangrove trees that grow in marshy areas. Okay, they need extra support. Why? Because they grow near water bodies and there are strong water currents. They grow near the sea and there are strong water currents, so they will get washed away. So to give it more anchorage, because the roots, apart from the roots, they need a strong anchor so that they don't get washed away by the strong water currents. So the lower nodes are the parts of the stem from where the leaves and the branches arise. So the lower nodes of this tree, they grow roots so that this plant is held firmly in the soil. Okay. So these are known as stilt roots, right? So stilt roots grows downwards and provide extra support to the plant. This is true. Calyx forms the innermost whorl of the flower. Calyx is not the innermost whorl of the flower. Okay. Now here, with the floral whorls which I told you about, is the sepal is the outermost whorl. Now the sepal is also known as the calyx. Plural is calyx. The petal is also known as the corolla. Okay. The stamen is also known as the androecium, and the pistil is also known as the gynoecium. So here the calyx forms the innermost whorl of the flower. No, calyx is the outermost whorl. So calyx here are the sepals, which I'm going to write down here. So sepals. This is the outermost whorl. So this is false. Okay, leaf tendrils. Leaf tendrils of gloriosa plant and sweet potato plant. Leaf tendrils are found in gloriosa plant and sweet potato plant. Okay. I've got the picture of that. No, I don't have the picture. Later on, I'll show you the picture of leaf tendril of gloriosa and sweet pea plant. The leaf tendrils are there in gloriosa and sweet pea plant. Okay. What are leaf tendrils? We'll come to it later on in a later question. So this is true. So, okay, next. Calyx and corolla form the essential whorls of the flower. So this is something which I told you just now. Essential whorls of the flower are the floral whorls which help in reproduction. And calyx and corolla don't help in reproduction. It is the stamen and the pistil that help in reproduction. So this is false. So which option can it be? Okay, F, T, F, T, F, F, T, F, T, F. It will be B. Right? Okay. Next question. Sorry. Suman categorized organisms on the basis of their habitat. Now, what is habitat? Habitat, H for habitat and H for home. Okay. So, habitat is actually a place where any organism, living organism, whether it is a plant or animal, they live comfortably. They can get food, they can get shelter, they can reproduce there. Okay, so that is the place which is known as a habitat. So, Suman has categorized these organisms on the basis of their habitat. So, she made 3 groups of 3 organisms each. And by mistake, she placed one odd member in each group. So, identify the odd member in each group and select the incorrect statement. See here again, it is an incorrect statement. Okay. Now, let me see any questions. Okay. Right. Now here, Arctic fox, penguin, macaw. Kangaroo rat, rattlesnake, weasel. Toucan, gorilla, polar bear. Okay. Now here, in group 2, this weasel has been placed incorrect. Why? Because kangaroo rat and rattlesnake, both are found in deserts, right? Kangaroo rat is a very, very interesting creature. You know what? It never drinks water. And whatever water it needs for its body, it gets from the plants that it eats, the leaves and the plants that are growing in the desert. Whatever it needs, it gets it from there. Rattlesnake is a type of snake, and it is found in the desert region and it walks on sand. So this weasel it found in marshy areas. So it is not found in desert. So here these two are desert, whereas weasel is not in the desert. So here the answer should be weasel of, okay, it will be incorrect statement. So which one will be incorrect? Let me see. Here, any questions regarding this? Live chat. I can't see the live chat now. Anyway. Okay. So here the answer is weasel should be exchanged with, say, the camel. Okay, because camel belongs to the desert. So in group 2, it has, I'll just show you the photograph of a kangaroo rat or rattlesnake. Just a minute. So here. Okay. So answer should be weasel of group 2 should be interchanged. I don't think I've got a picture of kangaroo rat. I think I should have shown it to you, but I've not downloaded it. Okay. This one is the correct answer. Answer is B. Right. Next. Now, this question is there in your book, 6th standard textbook also, where you have to do about the skeletal system of. So, select the odd one out on the basis of the axial or appendicular skeleton. Okay. Oh, there's another question. Oh, question number 3, I think we left out. Okay. The number of vertebrae. Now, there are 33 vertebrae in the human vertebral column. Okay. I've just shown you here. These are the ones here. The cervical vertebra, there are 7 of them. Thoracic, there are 12 of them. Lumbar, there are 5 of them. Sacrum, there are 5 of them. And coccyx or caudal vertebra, there are 4 of them. Okay. So, total comes to, there are 33 vertebra. Okay. Now, here, select the incorrect match. Which one is? Now, cervical 7, correct. Thoracic 12, correct. Lumbar 4, no. There are 5 lumbar vertebra. Now here, can you see this vertebral column? This is the picture of a vertebral column with its 33 bones, 33 vertebra. Each bone of the vertebral column is known as a vertebrae. Okay. And they are all of different, depending on the position where it is present, they have been named as the cervical vertebra, thoracic vertebra, lumbar vertebra, the sacrum, and the coccyx. The last bit are all fused. Okay. So here the cervical vertebra, there are how many? There are 7 of them. Total, there are 33. Cervical, there are 7 of them. Thoracic, there are 12 of them. You can see here from T1 to T12. Lumbar, there are 5 from L1 to L5. This is the back region. Usually all the back pain starts from the lumbar vertebra. You get all these back pains or backaches or slip disc at this lumbar vertebra. Very, very prone to. This is the lumbar is the part where the body is divided exactly into half. And this is the sacrum. So lumbar is 5. So this is wrong. Okay. This is 5. And here the caudal is 4. So this is wrong. So which one is wrong? Number 3 and 5. So here answer is this. So please remember the names of these vertebrae, because you have a chapter here in this in grade 6. Select the odd one out on the basis of axial or appendicular skeleton. Now all of you know what a skeleton is, right? But the skeleton has got two types of, it has been divided into, depending on its position, it has been divided into axial skeleton and appendicular skeleton. Axial is the main part, like the axis of the body. So whatever is present in the axis of the body will be the axial skeleton. And whatever is present on the sides as the appendix, okay, that will be the appendicular skeleton. Appendages are something which is attached. For example, the limbs, the hands and the limbs will be the appendicular skeleton. So depending on the basis of this, so see here, axials, these are the facts which I've written in red. So axial skeleton are the bones of the head, neck, back, and chest. Okay, for example, the rib cage. Okay, here the rib cage will be the axial skeleton. So entire thing, the head, neck, back, chest, everything will be the axial skeleton. Appendicular skeleton will be bones that are attached to the axial skeleton. That is the limbs, the hands, the feet, and the girdles. Okay, all the pelvic girdle and the pectoral girdle. There are two girdles here. One is the shoulder girdle and the hip girdle. The shoulder girdle is known as the pectoral girdle and the hip girdle is known as the pelvic girdle. Okay. So here, which one is the odd one out basis on the axial or appendicular? Now, skull belongs to the axial. Sternum is the T-shaped bone present in the rib cage. So rib cage is part of the axial skeleton. Okay. So sternum is also axial. Vertebral column. The entire vertebral column is present in the axis of the body. So that is also axial skeleton. The girdle, pelvic girdle. So this is the answer, which is the odd one out. Because it is part of the appendicular skeleton. What is the pelvic girdle? It is the hip girdle, present in the hip. And the pectoral girdle is the shoulder girdle. The shoulder girdle is the pectoral girdle and the hip girdle is the pelvic girdle. So you've got the two girdles. You've got the pairs of limbs, that is the forelimb and the hind limb. They're all appendicular skeleton. Which of the following is the mismatched pair? Okay, just a minute. Let me see. Any questions? Okay. Now, which of the following is a mismatched pair? Now, fibrous root. Fibrous root is a type of root. Okay, I will show you fibrous and taproot. I've got it here. Just a second. Here. This is the taproot and fibrous root. You can see the difference. The taproot has got one main root, a thick main root, and it has got many lateral roots coming out. But the fibrous root, it starts just below the stem and gives out many branch roots. It doesn't have a main root. Okay. Now, this is the type of root which is found in monocotyledonous plants. You have done that in grade 5, monocots and dicots. So, monocot plants are plants which have got seeds with one cotyledon, and even without seeing the seed, by seeing the root, you can come to know that it is a monocot plant. Fibrous roots are present in monocot plants and taproot is found in dicot plants. Okay, so this is one difference between these two. So where they are found. So which one is mismatched? fibrous root is wheat and maize, correct? Because both wheat and maize are monocots. So this will be correct. Parallel venation. Parallel venation is found in monocot plants, plants which have got seeds with one cotyledon. Now here banana is a monocot and sugarcane is monocot. So parallel venation, this is correct. Reticulate venation. Reticulate venation is the leaf has got a network of veins, right? And mustard, and it is found in dicot plants. So mustard and hibiscus, both are dicot plants. So both of them will have reticulate venation. So this is not mismatched. Now creeper, watermelon and pea plant. This is mismatched. Why? Because plants with weak stems which creep along the ground are known as creepers. So watermelon is a creeper, but pea plant is a climber. Now you will notice that both of them have got weak stem, but the pea plant climbs up and it holds on to a support plant, a support stem, and it moves up. But watermelon, it creeps along the soil. Okay, so watermelon is a creeper, but pea plant is a climber. So this is mismatched. So before I move ahead, we will just quickly do this because in later questions also it has been asked. Fibrous root, parallel venation, seeds with one cotyledon. All three of them for monocots. Okay. So roots are fibrous. Leaves have got parallel venation. That means the veins run parallel to each other. Okay. So veins are parallel and the leaves have got parallel venation and seeds have got one cotyledon. That is monocot. Dicot, the roots are taproot. The leaves have got reticulate venation and the seeds have got two cotyledons. These are all with dicot plants, right? So these are the differences between monocot and dicot. Next question. Match the column 1 with 2 and select the correct option from the given codes. Okay, hinge joint. Now, these are the joints. You have read that in grade 5 also, the types of joints. And you'll have it again in grade 6 also. There is one chapter there. Now, hinge joint. Hinge joint is a joint which is present in the elbow. Okay, it moves only in one direction. Joints are parts of the body where two bones meet and where movement happens. So those are the joints. So hinge joint, and there are so many types of joints. That is hinge joint, gliding joint, pivot joint, ball and socket joint. Okay. So these are the types of joints. And these are the 4 types of joints. Hinge joint, gliding joint, pivot joint, and ball and socket joint. Now hinge joint is present in the elbow here. It moves only in one direction. You can move your elbow only in one direction. So it is found in the elbow and knee and also in the fingers. It is found here in the fingers, here and in the toes. So in 4 places it is found: elbow, knee, fingers and toes. Gliding joint. Gliding joint is found in the wrist. It is found in the wrist. It is found in the ankle. And it is also found between the vertebra of the vertebral column. So these vertebrae, they are placed one on top of each other. So they just glide. When you have to bend, these vertebrae, they glide over each other. So that is why they've got this gliding joint between them. So if there was no joint between the vertebral column and it was just one single bone, then you will not be able to bend. Okay, if the vertebral column was one single bone. Okay. Okay, the meaning of pelvic. Pelvic means the hip. The hip girdle is the pelvic girdle. Okay. So next is the pivot joint. Pivot joint is present in the neck region. Okay. It is present where the skull ends and the vertebral column starts. And it is between the neck, the skull and the first bone of the vertebral column. Okay. The first bone of the vertebral column is also known as the atlas bone. It has got its name from the Greek god Atlas. You must have read about these Greek short stories, folk tales. So this Greek god Atlas, he has been seen to hold the entire earth on himself. Okay. So just like that, that is why it has been named as Atlas, because it holds your entire head on it. So the first bone of the vertebral column is known as Atlas, and the joint between the first bone of the vertebral column and the skull, this is the skull. Okay, that is the pivot joint, and that is in the neck region. So you can move it in all direction except 360 degrees. Ball and socket joint is present in the shoulder and also the hip region. Okay, it is present in the shoulder, this ball and socket joint here, and also in the hip region. You can move it in all directions. So it is the most highly movable joint here. All sorts of, movement is seen. All sorts of movement is seen, and minimum movement is seen in the hinge joint. Okay, so now let us see where these are all present. So, okay, hinge joint A will be 3. So, A3, which one is A3? So, this one is A3. Anything else is A3? Nothing else is A3. So, I think we can save our time by choosing this, but still we will confirm. Gliding joint. Gliding joint is present in the wrist. So, B is 4. Yeah, B is 4. Pivot joint is present in the neck region. Okay, so C is 1. So, C is 1. Ball and socket joint is present in the shoulder region. So D is 2. So answer will be this. Okay. So we'll quickly see 4 types of joints: hinge joint, gliding joint, pivot joint, and ball and socket joint. So hinge joint is present in the elbow, knee, fingers and toes. Gliding joint is present in the wrist and ankle, and also between the vertebra of the vertebral column. Pivot joint is present in the neck region. Ball and socket joint is present in the shoulder and hip. So this was about the joints. So here, this is the picture of the joint which I brought here. There are basically two types of joints. That is the immovable joint and the movable joint. The 4 types of joints which I told you about are the movable joints. But there's another type of joint which is present in the skull. Now you can see the skull here. The skull has got also many hard, flat joints, and they are fixed. They are joined to each other. You can see this joint here, the one which is circled. I'll just enlarge it. Okay, here. You can see these lines here. They're actually the place where the joints, where the bones have been joined, but they don't move. Okay, so that is why they are known as the immovable joint. Now, in this entire skull, the only part that moves is the lower jaw. It is the lower jaw that is moving. The lower jaw moves. That is why I can talk and you all can talk. You all can eat because of the movable lower jaw. The upper jaw is fixed. So everything in this skull is immovable except the lower jaw. There's another question later on about this. So that is why I'm showing you this picture and this question. Now, this is the hinge joint which is present in the knee and the elbow. This is the ball and socket joint which is present in the shoulder. This is the neck region with the pivot joint. So you see, you can see here, this is the first bone of the vertebral column, that is the atlas, and it is holding the entire skull. Okay, so it is the neck region, the pivot joint. Now, this is the gliding joint which is present in the wrist, it is present in the ankle, and it is also present between the vertebra of the vertebral column. Read the following statements with each with 1 or 2 blanks. Dash have liquid skeleton. The first cervical vertebra, okay, okay. Dash have liquid skeletons. This is the earthworm. Earthworms are made up of, have got a certain type of liquid which gives it gives it shape to the body. Okay. The first cervical vertebra is known as, what is the first vertebra of the vertebral column? Atlas, isn't it? So that is what I told you. The longest bone of the human body is the thigh bone, which is known as the femur. Dash is strong, flexible band that holds bones together at the joints. These are the ligaments. Okay, all the ligaments are very strong and flexible. And all these joints, they are held together. Now, these two bones at the joint, they have to be held together. Otherwise, they will fall off. And what joins it are the ligaments. They're strong and they're flexible. If they were not flexible, we'll not be able to move our bones. So they are strong, flexible band that holds bones together at the joints. Okay. Answer is ligament. This one is a strong tissue that covers and protects the ends of the long bones at the joints. That is the cartilage. Now, cartilage is a type of tissue that also, like the bones, they also support and give shape to the body. For example, the ear, this outer ear, the nose. So that doesn't have bone. The outer ear doesn't have bone. The tip of your nose doesn't have bone. So, but then still it is stiff. It has got a shape. So what gives it shape is cartilage. A structure known as cartilage. Okay, so we'll quickly write down the answers here and then we'll see what is the correct answer. Okay, first cervical is known as the atlas. Dash is the strong, flexible bone band. It is the ligament. Dash is a strong tissue that covers, that is the cartilage. Okay. So these are the answers here. Now here, which of the following options correctly fills these two blanks? Earthworm is 1 and 2 is atlas, not humerus. So this is incorrect. Number 4 is ligament and number 5 is cartilage. Correct. So this is correct. Number 2 is axis. No, it is atlas. And number 3 is femur. Oh, sorry, we have not written down this femur. Femur is the thigh bone. Another name for femur, the thigh bone is femur. Okay. Number 4, tendon. No. Now, tendons are strong, hard, strong, bands of tissue that attach the muscles to the bones. So they fix the muscles to the bones. Now, muscles are attached to the bones. Okay. With what? With strong bands of tissues, which are known as tendons. And bones are attached to the bones at the joints. With what? With ligaments. Strong, flexible bands, that is known as ligaments. Okay, so you found out the difference between ligaments and tendons. Tendons joins muscle to the bones and ligaments join bone to the bone. And cartilage are like the bones and they give shape to the structure wherever it is. And it is also present at the ends of the joints. Next. Okay. Can't find. Okay, next. Study the given list of adaptations. Given list of adaptations. These are the adaptations. Now, what are adaptations? Adaptations are certain structures and features which are present in the plants and animals that help it to live in any habitat comfortably. For example, the cactus can live in the desert. Why? Because their leaves have been reduced to spines. Okay, they can store water in their stem. So these are adaptations. A camel can live in the desert because it can store food in its hump. It can go for days without water. So these are known as adaptations. So these are the list of adaptations. Fleshy stem, leaves reduced to spine, buttress root, long root, drip tips, and broad leaves. Okay, now this drip tips and buttress root. I think drip tips you must have read in grade 4 or something, but still I brought a photograph of what are drip tips. Now, drip tips are these. So they are found in rainforest. Rainforests are forests, for example, the Amazon forest. There it rains very heavily, okay? And if the water remains on the leaf, then it will get rotten. So these leaves have got certain pointed tips where the water, it just slides away. So these, from the pointed tips, the water just slides away. So these are known as drip tips. So the rain water drips away. Okay, so the shape of the leaf is like this. Now these are buttress roots. Now in these rainforests, the roots, they don't go very deep. So that is why these sort of roots are present. So to give it more support, to hold the stem, and they're very tall trees. So to hold the stem, to hold the entire tree firmly, so these are the buttress roots. They're known as buttress roots, and they're all tap roots, okay? So these are just extra modified roots to give it support. So leaf, this drip tip and buttress roots, both of them are found in the rainforest. Okay, now let us go back to the question. Here. Study the list of adaptations in plants. Fleshy stem, it is found in desert. Okay. Leaves reduced to spine, again found in desert. Buttress root, found in the rainforest. Long root, found in the desert. Why in the desert? Because the roots have to go deep into the soil. Because on the sand, the water doesn't stay. It just goes down, percolates down. So the root has to be very long. Okay, drip tips, found in the rainforest. And broad leaves, also found in the rainforest. Okay, which of these adaptations are inhabiting rainforests? P and deserts Q. So rainforests are P and deserts are Q. Now let us see. Now here P will be the rainforest. So which one will be P? That is 3, 5 and 6. So here it will be 3, 5 and 6. This one. And Q will be 1, 2 and 4. So this will be Q. So the answer will be D. Okay. Yes, buttress roots. Any question? Right. Next. Here, refer to the given figures X and Y and select the incorrect statement. The incorrect statement. Okay. Now this is you will find that these are some tendrils here. Okay. Now this is the tendril of grape and Y is the tendril of pea. Now here, in this, it is actually I'll show you another picture here, which will sort of explain it better here. Now in this, you'll find this tendril here. The tendril is something which coils and helps the plant to get support. Okay, it gives the plant support. Now this is starting from the axil of the leaf. So it is a stem tendril. This is the apical leaf. So the leaf itself is modified to form a tendril. So this is a leaf tendril. Okay. This stem tendrils are very common in grape. Leaf tendril is found in pea. Okay. So you know the difference now between stem tendril and leaf tendril. Leaf tendril starts from, it is the apical, any leaf is modified to form a tendril. But here in the stem tendril, the axil, in the axillary position from where a bud should arise, a tendril arises. So it is a stem tendril. Okay. So the question now says, So in X, the stem is modified to form a tendril, whereas in Y, the leaf is modified to form a tendril. Which is correct? Okay. So both X and Y are weak stemmed, right? X type of tendrils are found in passion flower, whereas Y type of tendrils are also found in gloriosa. In X type of leaf, in X type, leaf is modified to form tendril, whereas Y, stem is modified to form tendril. No, this is incorrect. So we have to find out the incorrect answer. Select the incorrect statement. Okay, so this is the incorrect statement. So the incorrect statement will be the last one. Why? Because in X, the stem is modified, it is correct. In Y, the leaf is modified, it is correct. Both X and Y are weak stemmed. They are weak stemmed. Why? That is why they need the tendrils to support and help it to grow. P and gray, both are weak stemmed. X type of tendrils are found in passion flower, correct? Whereas Y type of tendrils are also found in gloriosa. Later on, there is another question on gloriosa where I'll show you how the leaf tendrils look like. In X type of leaf, in X type, leaf is modified to form a tendril, whereas Y, stem is modified. No, in X, the stem is modified, Y, the leaf is modified. So this is just the opposite. So this is the wrong answer. Okay. So this is how the tendrils look like. Select the incorrect statement regarding root. All of us know the function of the root. It absorbs water and minerals. It anchors the plant. It holds the plant firmly in the soil. And some of the roots, they store food. Modified roots, they store food. For example, carrot, radish, turnip, etc. So which is incorrect? It anchors the plant firmly in the soil. Correct. In plants like potato, garlic, turmeric, root gets modified to store food. No. Potato, garlic, and turmeric are all stems. Okay. So all of these are stems. Root hairs help to absorb water and minerals from the soil. Correct. That is the main chief function of the root. Roots hold the soil particles together. Right. Roots hold the soil together. That is why the roots prevent soil erosion. Okay. So this is the incorrect. Now check the question. It has been asked for incorrect statement. So this is the incorrect statement. Next. Which of the following statements is correct? So here we have to find out what is correct. A soft substance present inside the bones is called bone marrow. Correct. So the soft substance which is present in the bone is known as bone marrow. And what is the function of bone marrow? It helps to produce RBC. Red blood cells are produced in the bone marrow. Pivot joint allows maximum movement in all planes, whereas hinge joint allows least movement in one plane only. Yes, it allows one plane only, but here pivot joint. Okay, now this one. So hinge joint allows movement in only one plane, one direction. That is in the elbow. The only movable bone in the skull is the upper jaw. No, the only movable one is the lower jaw. Snakes have got hollow bones and birds have got flexible backbones. No, birds have got hollow bones so that the weight of the bird is light and it will be able to fly. Okay. So here, which is the correct? The only correct statement is this one. Why? Because pivot joint allows maximum movement. No, it is the ball and socket joint that allows maximum movement. The ball and socket joint which is present in the shoulder. Whereas hinge joint allows one movement in one plane. That is correct. But this part of the statement is incorrect. Okay. The only movable bone in the skull is the upper jaw. No, that is the lower jaw only. All the bones in the skull are immovable. That is an immovable joint. But only the lower jaw is movable. That is why we can eat and speak and all. Snakes have got hollow bones. No. Birds have got hollow bones, which helps it to make the body of the bird light so that it can fly. So the incorrect statement, the correct statement I've already marked. This one. Which of the following statements hold true for the root system shown in the given figure. Now, this is a taproot system. I showed you the taproot and the fibrous root. Okay, the diagram of the taproot and fibrous root. Here, this is the diagram of the taproot and fibrous root. Taproot has got one main root and many branched roots. The fibrous root has got no main root. It has got branches arising right from the base of the stem. Okay, so these are the fibrous root. And where did I say these type of roots are found? These type of roots are found in monocot plants, and these kind of roots, that is the taproot, are found in dicot plants. Okay, so the question is, which of the following statements holds true for the root system shown in this figure? So you have to find out the true statement. It is a fibrous root system. No, it is a taproot system. You can see the main root here in the center. So this is wrong. The branches that arise from the main root are called fibrous roots. No, fibrous roots are a different type of roots, totally altogether. It is a taproot system? Yes, it is a taproot system. So this is correct. Examples of this type of root system are pea, radish, carrot, and turnip. Yes, all of them are taproots. So the two correct statements are 3 and 4. So the answer will be this. Okay, the next question. Here. Again, the given table shows some characteristics of herbs, shrubs, and trees. Which of the given points are incorrect? Please note down the question. The given is incorrect. The question is incorrect. So you have to choose this. Now let us see the herbs, shrubs, and trees. So you know what are herbs, you know what are shrubs, you know what are trees. They have done it in grade 3. Herbs are small, usually less than 1 meter high, medium sized, usually 1 to 3. Trees, tall, generally more than 3 meters high. Correct. Nature of the stem. Now, nature of herbs have got green, tender stems with few branches. No, they've got many branches starting from the base of the stem. That is why it gives it a bushy appearance. Sorry, it has got many branches here. Okay, shrubs. They're hard, very thick stem with branches on the upper part of the stem. No, they've got branches from the lower part of the stem. That is why shrubs and bushes are almost the same. Okay, shrubs have got a bushy appearance. Sorry, not herbs, but shrubs have got a bushy appearance. Now, trees. Trees are hard stem, but not very thick. No. Trees hard stem, but they are very thick, and branches arise near the base of the stem. They're the base of the stem? No. Branches are arising all over. So this is the incorrect. So 3 is incorrect. The rest are correct. Grass, tomato, wheat, and mint, they're all herbs. Hibiscus, lemon, rose, jasmine, they're all shrubs. Gulmohar, neem, peepal, and mango, they're all trees. So this is true. But this too, this is incorrect. So B only. Which of the following is an incomplete flower? Mulberry, pea, mustard, and hibiscus. Now, what is the meaning of complete and incomplete flower? Complete flower is a flower which has got all the 4 floral whorls. What are the floral whorls? Sepal or calyx, petals or corolla, then the stamen and the pistil. All the floral whorls are present. But incomplete flower means one of the floral whorl will be missing. For example, in a female flower, only the pistil will be there. In a male flower, only the stamen will be there. So these type of flowers will be incomplete flower. Now, out of these, which one is an incomplete flower? It is mulberry. I'll show you what a mulberry is. You must have eaten it. These are mulberries. Okay, this is mulberry. In Hindi, you call it shetut. And this is the shade. This is what the flower looks like. You can see that all the floral whorls are not there. There are only 2 floral whorls. That is, the sepals and petals together, they form one whorl. And there are either the stamen or the pistil. So this is the female flower, this is the male flower. Okay, so these are incomplete flowers. I think we have got time for one more question. Okay, so here compound and incompound. So we have done about leaf, the types of, we did about the types of roots, taproot, fibrous root. We did about the floral parts also, that is the 4 floral parts. Now let us do something about the leaf. Now here the parts of the leaf, the green part of the leaf is known as a leaf lamina. Now here you'll find in A, there is only one single leaf lamina. In this B, the leaf lamina has got many parts. It has been cut, okay, so that many leaf laminas are there. This is known as the compound leaf. Compound leaf is a leaf where the leaf lamina is cut into many small ones. So out of this, which one are the compound leaf? B, C, and D. What is the question? Leaves may be 2 types, simple and compound. Just like 2 types of roots, taproot, fibrous root, 2 main. Of course, there are many modified roots, simple and compound. Which of the given figures show compound leaves? Here B, C, and D. They are compound leaves. So which one will be the answer? This one. Okay. So we'll stop here. We'll continue it later so that we can go to the achiever section also. Now, I will show you the phone number. This is again an announcement just to remind you that please, by end of this day, by 10 o'clock, please send a photograph of yourself and your mom along with your names. Your name and your mom's name. Send a photograph together, not 2 separate photographs. One photograph with you and your mom to Shilpa ma'am's number. This is her number. Please note it down, all of you. Okay. And this is for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is this Sunday, right? So they've got planned something for Mother's Day. So all of you are going to send a photograph, right? So I will stop share. Okay, bye children. That's all for today. We'll meet next week. Thank you.